Alright, moving swiftly along to lesson... What am I even writing there? Off to a great start. Lesson 1-4 in the chapter review. Alright, so they start off with number 23. They have 4t minus 13 is equal to 57, and they want me to solve for t. So that means I want t to be by himself. Well, t is stuck to a lot of things right now. So let's move the easiest Lego first. The one Lego that's not really stuck to anything, and he's not using any super strong glue. It's just small little subtraction glue. So we have this guy right here. He's the easiest Lego to move. So that is stuck on by negative glue, so we're going to use addition glue to go ahead and rip it out. So those are going to come off. We have 4t is equal to 57 plus 13, and that's going to be 170. Alright, so now t is still not by himself. He's still hanging out with that 4 there. So we gotta get rid of him. He's hanging out with that 4 using super special multiplication. The only way to undo that is super special division. So I'm gonna divide by 4, and what I do to one side of the equal, I have to do to the other. So I have a 4 here, a 4 here. They're gonna cancel. I have t is equal to 70 over 4. With a little bit of calculator magic is 17.5. Alright, let's do 24 right over here. We have 5 minus 2y is equal to 15. As always, we want to move the easy Lego first, and that easy Lego is this guy right here. Oh, nope, too much circling. This guy right here. So there's a positive 5. The only way to undo it is doing a negative 5. So if we have plus 5, we want to do minus 5 to get 0, right? So we do minus 5 on both sides. Now plus 5 and minus 5 right here are going to cancel. I'm going to be left with negative 2y. Do not forget this negative. It belongs to the 2, not the 5. And then we have 15 minus 5, which is going to give me 10. All right. My y is still not hanging out by himself. He's hanging out with that negative 2. And that is a problem, friends. So they're hanging out using super special multiplication, and the only way to undo that is super special division. So I'm going to go ahead and divide by negative 2 and negative 2. Cross those out. I get y. Okay. Maybe not. There we go. I get y is equal to, and then 10 divided by negative 2 is going to be a negative 5. And that's our answer for 24. Now 25. So we have k over 5 minus 6 equals 2. All right, let's move the easiest Lego first, which is pretty obvious because that fraction is giving me nightmares. So the easiest Lego is going to be this guy right here. Please excuse the possessed demons in my house. I have no idea what's happening. So we have a negative 6, so we do plus 6 and plus 6. So negative 6 plus 6 gives us 0. We now have k over 5 over here, and 6 plus 2 is 8. All right, now that k is still not by himself. He's got that 5 hanging out with him, and that 5 is hanging out with him by division. What is the opposite of division? Multiplication, so that's how we get rid of him. We multiply both sides. We can also think of it as getting rid of the denominator, whichever way works for you. But I like to think of it as, if you have division, do the opposite, because that's what we've been doing the whole time. So we have 5 on the bottom and a 5 on the top. They cancel. We have k is equal to 8 times 5, which means that k is equal to 40. And that's our answer there. All right, now let's go to 26. 26 is 5 over 6 f minus 3 over 4 f plus 3 over 4 is equal to 1/2. Whoa, there is a lot happening there, guys. Let me just start by combining like terms. So I got some stuff with f's. I got some stuff that doesn't have f's. There's a lot happening here. So let's go ahead and just ignore the other side of the equal side right now. Let's fix this because it's giving me nightmares. There's too much happening there. All right, so I'm going to make my F box and my number box. So in my F box, I'm going to put anyone who has an F, and I'm going to put an F there so I don't forget. And in my number box, I'm going to put any lonely numbers with no Fs. So I have 5, 6 with an F, so he goes in my F box. And then I have a negative 3/4 with an F, so he goes in my F box. And then I have a positive 3/4 hanging out by himself over here. All right, so now we got to combine everything in the boxes. So obviously the only thing in here is the 3/4. But over here we have a 5, 6, and a 3/4. So let's erase some of this stuff over here so we can combine that horrible, horrible fraction. All right, so we have 5/6 minus 3/4. We want the same common denominator. So I'm going to pick 12. So I'm going to write 12 and 12. To get from 6 to 12, I multiply by 2. So I'm going to multiply by 2 on the top. Whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. 5 times 2 is 10. Keep that minus right there. To get from 4 to 12, I had to multiply by 3. Whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. So that's going to be a 9 up there. And I am going to be left with 10 minus 9 over 12, which is 1 over 12. All right. So that is a positive 3/4 there. And a 1/12 F is equal to 1/2. All right, but we are not quite done here. There's still a lot of stuff hanging out with that F. So let's go ahead and scooch up a bit. What is the easiest Lego to move first? Well, the one who's not attached to the thing we want by himself. So if I have a plus 3/4, I want to do minus 3/4 to get rid of it. Remember, a fraction is a number just like any other. You can put it in a little square like this so that they're little square blocks. Okay? So this is a block. A block, it's a whole number. Well, not a whole number, but it's a number. Got a little too saucy with that block. All right. So we have a plus 3/4 and a minus 3/4. Those are going to cancel. I'm left with 1/12 F. And then over here I have 1/2 minus 3/4. Lord help us. All right, we got to play the common denominator game again. So I'm just going to use 4. So that means I can at least keep this one the way it is. And I want to write the other one with the denominator 4. From 2 to 4, I have to multiply by 2. What I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. So that is a 2. And that is going to give me negative 1/4. I don't even remember what number I'm on. What number is this? 26. All right. So we are left with 1/12 F is equal to negative 1/4. Now, is that F by himself? No, he's not. He's hanging out with that negative 12. Now, the easiest way to get rid of this negative 12 would be to multiply by the reciprocal of this guy. What does reciprocal mean? It's the flipsy-flopsy. No, thanks. All right, so we have a 12 on the bottom. We're going to put it on the top. A 1 on the top. It's now going to be on the bottom. That is the reciprocal. It's the flipsy-flopsy of this guy. So we have a 12 on the top, 12 on the bottom. They're going to cancel. 1 on the top, 1 on the bottom. They're going to cancel. We're left with F. And what you do to one side, friends, you must do to the other. So we're left with F equals negative 1/4, 12 over 1, which is F is equal to negative 12 over 4, which is F is equal to negative 3. And that's our answer for that guy. Aren't fractions fun? Just kidding, I hate them. All right, let's see which one is next. Number 27. So for number 27, we have 7x minus 19x is equal to 6. Thank goodness, no more fractions. All right, so there's a lot of stuff happening over there. That's not in simplest terms. Sorry, guys. Brief tea break. We have an x over here and an x over here. So let's go ahead and make an x box, shall we? Anytime we have more than one of the same kind of thing, it's too messy. Let's put it in some boxes. So we got x over there so we don't forget. So we have this 7 and we have this negative 19. All right, so we combine what's in the x box. That's going to be 7 and a minus 19. They have different signs, so they're going to fight. 19 minus 7 is going to give me 12, right? Yes, 12, and the 19 won the fight, so that's going to be a negative 12. And don't forget that x. All right, so now we have negative 12 times x is equal to 6. That negative 12 is stuck on using super special multiplication glue. The only way to undo that is super special division. So I'm going to divide both sides by negative 12. Negative 12 on the top, negative 12 on the bottom, they cancel. X is equal to 6 over negative 12, which is going to be negative 1/2. And that is our final answer for that guy. All right, so let's see, 28. 4 plus 3a minus 6 is equal to 43. There's a lot happening over here, friends, and it makes me uncomfortable. Let's try and clean up this room a little bit. So we got stuff with A's and stuff without A's. So I'm going to put my A box right here. Put a little A outside. And I'm going to put my number box. That's for numbers that don't have an A. They're just hanging out by themselves. So number 4 doesn't have an A. He's going to go in my number box. This positive 3 has an A, so it's going to go in my A box. And this negative 6 doesn't have an A, so he's going to go in my number box. All right, so now I can combine everything in my boxes. Out of this one is just going to come 3a. And out of this one, I have a 4 and a negative 6. Those are going to combine to make negative 2. And then equals 43. Don't forget. All right, so now we start moving stuff around. So we have this negative 2. That is the easiest one to move. So we're going to move it by doing plus 2, plus 2. These are going to now cancel out. We have 3a equals 43 plus 2, which is 45. Now let's go up here. So 3a is equal to 45. Now that a is still not by himself. He's hanging out with that 3 using super special multiplication. The only way to undo that is doing super special division. So we're going to divide both sides by 3. You have a 3 on the top and a 3 on the bottom. They cancel. We get a is equal to 45 divided by 3. And that is going to give me 15. A is equal to 15. And that's our answer there. All right, onward to 29. So 8n plus 22 is equal to 70. Then they want us to find the value of 3n. All right, so first we gotta figure out what is n. So we're gonna move the easiest Lego first, and that's this 22 right here. That is a plus 22, so we're gonna do minus 22, the opposite. What we do to one side of the equal sign, we have to do to the other. And these are going to cancel out. We get 8n. And then we have 70 minus 22. That's going to be 48. Now that n is still not by himself. He's hanging out with that 8. So we're going to, if he's hanging out with that 8 using super special multiplication, the only way to undo it is super special division. So I'm going to divide both sides by 8. Those are going to go away. I get n is equal to 48 over 8, which is 6. All right, so n equals 6, but we're not done. They want us to find the value of 3n. So 3n equals, remember, we found n is 6. So 3 instead of n, I'm going to now write 6. And I'm going to get 18. So our answer is 18. Always remember to look to see what it is they are actually asking you. All right, so number 30 says 0 is equal to 6n minus 36, and they want us to find the value of n minus 5. All right, so first we got to find out what n is over here on this guy. So we're going to move the easiest Lego first, as always. That's going to be this 36, who's not hanging out with any letters. And that's going to be plus 36 and plus 36. Those are going to cancel. 36 equals 6n. That 6 is stuck to that n using super special multiplication glue. The only way to undo that is by division. So we have a 6 on the top and a 6 on the bottom. Those go away. Then we have 36 divided by 6, which is just 6. So once again, n is equal to 6. But that's not what they want. They want n minus 5. So n minus 5, I'm going to rewrite 6 where my n is. 6 minus 5 is 1. My answer is 1. And here we go, last one. Number 31. The sum of the measures of two angles is 180. One angle measures 3a and the other angle measures 2a plus 25. Find a and then find the measure of each angle. All right, so one angle is 30a. The other angle is 2a minus 25. And then both of those angles added together is equal to 180. All right, so first they want us to find a. So there's a plus 1 here. Now, does multiplying anything by plus 1 ever make a difference? No, of course not. So those parentheses are useless, as are these. So let's get rid of them. All right. Now this is still a little messy for my taste, so we're going to write an A box and a number box. Let's put the A right here so we don't forget. So our friends hanging out with A is going to be this 3 and this positive 2. And then in our number box we have this lonely negative 5. So we're going to combine what's in the A box. We have a positive 3 and a positive 2. They combine to make a positive 5. Just a negative 5 in that number box, and don't forget equals 180. All right, now we are going to move the easiest Lego there, which is that 5, because he's not super stuck to the thing we want to find, right? He's just hanging out. So we have plus 5, plus 5. That's going to be 0, so we have 5a is equal to 185. We divide both sides by 5. And we get that a is equal to 41. Now let's find the measures of those angles. So we have one angle is 3 times a. We know that a is 41, so that's going to be 3 times 41, which is going to be 123 degrees. And the other one was 2a minus 25. Again, we know that a is 41, so that's 241 minus 25. And that's going to be 82 minus 25, which is 57 degrees. So there is our final answer. Don't forget a equals 41. And that's it for section, what was this? 1-4.